Checking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we're online. Let me know if my audio is registering well. I hope it is. I now have my microphone, by the way, folks. Ayan, yes, I think my microphone is working out fine. So let's just catch. There you go. I'm seeing some participants now logging on. Happy Tuesday. I hope your work week, even if it's just Tuesday, is doing fine. So tonight's conversation is going to be about how do you focus when working from home. I think COVID-19 is already gone. We've normalized, we've stabilized for quite some time, but a lot of companies have now permanently been on a hybrid or a work from home basis. Some have permanently applied 4 days or 3 days a week, which means you're going to be spending a lot of your career working from home. Problem is, we don't have the most amazing homes. Not all of us are blessed with one. And so, how do you keep that focus when a lot of people are inside home? The refrigerator is there, the television is there, Netflix is there, and it's easy to be distracted by so many things. So, I'd like to gather some tips. I'd like to gather some points of view, best practices on how do you focus working from home? How do you make the most out of it? Okay. Okay. As usual, you can also still ask questions that may not be related to the topic for tonight, whether it's about managing conflicts with your boss, your colleagues, it could be about changing lanes, it could be about quitting, all of these things. Please raise them. And tonight, we're going to be giving away some prizes to our participants. We'll be giving away free tickets to our upcoming workshops that are happening this week. We've got workshops on leadership, workshop on social media marketing. We got workshops on public speaking, and finally, another workshop on business writing. So whoever gets to win the tickets, I'm going to congratulate you in advance. The ticket is worth 1,799 pesos, and we're going to allow you to tag along a +1. Okay? Before we start, just a quick reminder, the only folks that are eligible to win the prizes are those who have shared this live on your Facebook feed or on your TikTok feed or your LinkedIn feed. Okay, make sure you share it. We will have an idea if you have, because it's in your label beside your name when we look at the participants watching this. So if you haven't yet shared, you will not be eligible. We will not be able to call you out. Okay, so please do share. We'll be asking the trivia question for our online contest later on in the middle of the session. Okay. Albert Prestosa says, not all of us have amazing homes. That's true. Not all of us have proper air conditioning. Not all of us have free-flowing coffee. Not all of us have wide spaces. Some of us have homes or apartments that are 20 square meters or 30 square meters. Diba? Konting galaw mo lang, banyo na. Konting galaw mo lang, kama mo na. Right? And so it's not the most pleasant thing to do. So some of us have to go to the coffee shop. Some of us have to go in a working space. And also you still don't have privacy when you go to these places. So focus is the currency for today's success. How do you keep yourself focused? Okay. She on TikTok says, when we were still in the pandemic, I moved to 2 places since then. You know, some people move to the province, bigger space. Okay. But of course, the internet connection perhaps was not the best speed. Okay. Okay, thank you. People are typing, I have already shared. Okay. By the way, you will not be able to lie. If you still say that you have shared but you haven't shared, we will see it because there's a label indicated beside your name. Okay. Okay. Let me first answer. I think we've got one question now. This is from YouTube. This is a question from Louis Lay. Am I pronouncing it right? Louis Lay. So the question from Louis Lay is this, not related to working from home, but it's about it looks like it's about their boss. Okay. I'm rephrasing the question of Louis Lay because it seems like it's a long, parang cannot and paste to Parang you contemplated on this question and then when you finally saw me live, you said, I'm going to cut and paste this prepared question, which is fine. Okay, so let me read. Louis Lay on YouTube asks this. Sir John, I am a freelancer, but I really want to continue and have a permanent job in this company. I am shy to say it to my boss, but before I ask it, can I ask you now, is it possible that I can become a permanent employee? Yes, of course. Very possible. It will depend on three things. Number one, if the company has budget for it. Number two, if there is a company need, meaning the reason why they probably got a freelancer or a project based employee is because it's not a permanent position, meaning there is no need for this task or project for the longest amount of time, meaning the moment the project ends, the need for the person also ends. So don't take it personally because that's just how companies need to be efficient. So you are dependent on that contingency. Okay. And number three, if I may add, it also depends on your relationship with the people around you. I have seen some people wherein they were originally just an intern, they were originally just a contractual, but because the company, the team really loved the person, they were able to find a way to make this person a regularized and a permanent employee. So it's possible. But a lot of things are stacked up against you. It's going to be hard. And don't take it personally, which is what I said, don't take it personally because it is possible that you may be giving your best performance and they really think that you are indispensable, but they can't decide on these things because your manager and your teammates do not decide the budgets of the company. An additional headcount that is regularized is not just a matter of compensating them, it's also a liability because, insurance, benefits, SSS, PhilHealth, all of these things are also going to be extra liabilities of the company. And so if they don't see the reason why they have to add another headcount, they're going to let it go. Okay? Dre. Okay, let's look at another question here. Dre is asking, how do you set boundaries if your direct reports happen to be your friends too? I do it slowly, week by week, month by month. An example of that is I will try not to have lunch with them or a Friday night hangout with them on a weekly basis, on a daily basis. So there will be certain days before, if I was present all the time, I will just tell them, team, I would love to join, but I will not be able to because I need to accomplish X, Y, and Z. And that professional distance, week by week, day by day, the more it becomes frequent, the more it creates an invisible line that you're no longer in the same level in terms of time, but also in terms of casual relationship or in terms of how they can easily just drag or tag you as one of their friends. That's one. Number two, your choice of words can also set the tone. So if you were fond of using the same friendship terms, friendship terminologies, you can start switching that into more professional choice of words, right? So kunyari, if you keep on calling them as beshi, mamshi, and all these things, you might want to switch lanes now and call them by their first names. I know it's going to sound awkward at the start, but just give it a few weeks and they will also normalize with how you call them. That can change the psychology of people that you're no longer on the same level without having to offend them. So that's another tactic that I would recommend you to do. Okay. Number three, it comes with the frequency of how you forgive them too easily. An example of that is if you're friends with your direct reports, if you let them slip away with being too late with their reports on a daily basis, they're always late going to work, and you just don't do anything about it. You don't call them out. You don't do a one-on-one, heart-to-heart discussion. That's gonna keep on reinforcing that you're still friends. But when you change the approach and say, hey, I know we're good friends, but I hope you also understand that I have a responsibility to keep. And it's not just about our relationship, it's also what's good for the company. And that is the company expects all of us to be on time when it comes to reporting to work. I do the same for myself. I also expect the same from you. Okay? Athena on TikTok is saying, how about those who call you ate or kuya? For me, kasi it's unprofessional. Yes, I would say the same thing. I want to give you a quick story. When I was 28 years old, we would often call our boss mother. So my boss's name was Didit, and I was working in the pharmaceutical industry. We would call her mother, and she's totally fine with it. She loves being called as the mother because she's like a mother hen. But in one meeting in front of the CEO and other vice presidents, while I was the one presenting and she was also in the same meeting, I would still call her as mother. And I would say, Mother, I have a question. And I said that in front of everyone in that meeting room. After the meeting, my boss called me out and said, John, I know that we have this relationship among our teammates that you can call me as mother, but may I request that the next time in front of other people, especially other management folks like the CEO, who I don't even report to, I'm 2 or 3 levels below the CEO, please do not call me as mother because it sounds very unprofessional. Call me by my name, right? Call me however you want, just not mother. So that's when I learned that yes, labels imply professionalism and labels imply a fair and objective way of keeping your relationship. Okay? So there. Question. Frances from TikTok is asking, do you consider insubordination of an employee not completing the training course on the given deadline? Not necessarily insubordination. I just want to make a quick clarification here. Subordination is deliberately choosing not to follow an instruction despite you having the right amount of support. Meaning you were given ample time, you were given the right tools, you were given the clear instructions, and yes, yet you refused to do it. That is clearly insubordination. However, if someone is not able to get their job done, you have to prove that it could be a lot of different reasons. They were sick, they had other things to accomplish because you were asking them to do other things, for example. So that's not necessarily insubordination. That's simply being overloaded with a lot of things. Okay? But if the person has been given all the right resources and refuses to do so, and you have acknowledged by asking the same question, clearly, can you please do X, Y, and Z? And the person says no, that is what I would like to call as insubordination. Okay, Raymond is asking this. Raymond, lateral is not a verb. Okay? Sabi kasi ni Raymond, they lateral me. Okay, Raymond, maybe I think what you're referring to is they put me into a lateral position. Can I ask for a salary increase? It is still possible, Raymond, to ask for a salary increase if you were put into a lateral position. Lateral position meaning rather than it's vertical, meaning you go up one notch higher to a position with a bigger responsibility, you rather went to horizontal position in the same seniority, but just a different function perhaps. It is possible if that movement requires you to do more. It is possible if that movement required you to absorb the jobs of 2 or 3 people, and that naturally the company should have been hiring other people to get the job done, but they refuse to, and now only one person is doing it. So it's only fair to ask for a salary increase. Otherwise, it doesn't merit a salary increase. Another term for lateral movement, sometimes it's called secondment. You were seconded to a different department or to a different team because they want you to learn a new set of skills, because they're probably grooming you for a bigger or a better position. But that's going to happen only in the future. Okay, Raymond, I hope I was able to answer your question. Okay. Let me look for, so many questions, by the way, on TikTok. Let me answer one more. Moonsky is asking on TikTok, can an employer change your salary amount upon signing the employee contract agreement? They can if it's a promotion, and no one's gonna, I think, complain about that. I do think, however, and I'm not a lawyer, so I can't answer this wholeheartedly with accuracy. I'm just thinking of what are the reasons why an employer would suddenly decrease your salary. Because what I do know, legally speaking, is that if ever your salary is going to be readjusted, it needs to have a consent from the employee. For example, the company is financially struggling, and so the owner says, "John, can I request something from you? Can we lower your salary for this amount for this number of months because we need to get by through the months?" And if you agree, which means that there is consent, then that is allowable. However, if you are being downgraded to a different salary grade or pay, and yet you're doing the same amount of job, that I think merits a legal conversation. So I don't want to look like I'm trying to invent things here. I would recommend that you look for someone that can give you a legal recommendation. But from a layman's point of view, I think it's unfair. I don't see the reason why you should be downgraded to a different pay and yet you're doing the same thing. Plus the fact that you've already been signed onto a contract, because that is already a breach of contract. Okay. Mark De La Cruz is saying, "See you on November 14." Which company is this? I do know I have a talk on November 14th. Sorry, I'll check later. Is this Wyatt? I think it's Wyatt, no? Mark? I think it is. Shucks, is it Wyatt or Coca-Cola? I think it's Wyatt. If it is, yes, I'll see you. We're going to have a one-day workshop with Wyatt folks, and it's about sales as well. Dante is asking, can I buy my ticket for the career workshop this week on site? Yes, Dante, you can. But please take note, we do not have a POS for credit cards. So we cannot accept payments via credit cards. We can only accept via GCash, cash, or PayMaya, for example, or bank direct transfer. Cheryl says, and I think this was in response to the person who asked a while ago, in my opinion, if the benefit is variable, I think it's possible. That's a benefit, but a benefit is always going to be variable, or commissions are going to be variable. Salaries aren't. Salaries are fixed. No such thing as variable salary. That is not anymore called a salary. That is already called a contingent compensation. Like commission. Commission is an X percentage of your total sales. Okay? And commissions, take note, in some situations or in many situations, are not taxed. Some are, again, depending on the arrangement and depending on the amount that you're getting. Some companies give it as allowances, and allowances, as we all know, are not taxed, given certain circumstances. Okay, Shez Corner on Facebook is asking, not related to the topic, but here's my question. We noticed that our boss has this so-called similarity bias. We have an employee that if there's a difficult task, this employee will give a lot of excuses and my boss will just instruct others to help this employee. Nakikita kasi ng boss ko yun sa sarili niya na ganun din siya at iutos na lang sa amin gawin ang trabaho. We are required to complete a task kahit mahirap, but not to this special employee. Okay. Shes, this is going to be easier said than done. So I understand it's going to be an awkward conversation, but if I were in your position, I would do a heart-to-heart talk with my manager and tell them, boss, as much as I understand that this person needs a lot of help and support, what I do think is that this person will never be able to be good in what they do if someone keeps on doing their job. They have to learn. They have to step up. This person needs to be instructed. This person needs to be coached. And sometimes this person needs to make a lot of mistakes. Or you can even ask like, boss, gusto ko siyang tulungan, pero hanggang kailan natin siya tutulungan? Because if it's like this for the next 6 months or 1 year, then I think it's unfair because that's keeping me and the other team members from also being able to get their job done. Okay? I'd rather focus on that conversation than declaring it immediately as favoritism or having a bias, because that usually disengages the boss. The moment you put labels on it, it might make your boss feel defensive about it, and so they will not engage with you. Okay? The best way is always to make it look like what's best for the company. I'm looking out for the overall, the bigger picture, and that is if one employee does not step up to the plate because they always need help, then the company also suffers. Napansin nyo ba kapag lagi ang pinag-uusapan is the benefit of the company, mahirap nang i-rebut because you're looking towards the greater good. So always anchor your arguments to what's good for the company rather than what's good for a certain individual. Okay? Oh, Camille says, "Hi John, how can I can cope being lazy during working from home? I feel unproductive than being on site." Ako rin, it's been years. It's been almost a decade since I have not kept an office anymore. And the reason for that is because most of the time, 80%, I spend my time in the office of the client or meeting with the client. So what I did is I set up my own home office. But it's really hard because sometimes mag-isa ka lang and that can be very boring. So I agree, it can be very unproductive. Kaya ako, meron din akong subscription sa mga co-working spaces. So that if I need that ambient noise, people talking, the noise of coffee, the noise of printers, the noise of, all these things happening that usually gets heard in an office, sometimes it makes me feel alive. Sometimes it makes me feel like I'm accomplishing or achieving something. So that's what I do also. Okay? Okay. Here's another tip. This one's on YouTube. This is from Ellie Magdanao. Sabi ni Ellie, okay. Ellie, ang haba naman ng sagot mo. Sabi ni Ellie, I am lucky because my company gave us a certain amount of allowance during the pandemic to build our own home office. It's been already 3 years and I am still using the same home office setup. So kudos to my company. Pangalanan naman kung anong kumpanya yan, that will be great. That's true. A lot of companies have done that. Not all companies, of course, dahil hindi naman tayo lahat yamanin. Google was very well known for that. I think they spent $1,000 per employee to set up their own home office. So buy your chair, buy your table, etc. I also think that it's a good investment because you can't just simply use your dining table as your home office. And again, it's not I might, but I am. I am going to be speaking from a place of privilege here. Not everyone has additional amount of space para talagang i-convert mo into an home office. Diba? Some people just really live in small spaces wherein their dining room is also their office na. Okay? So, to each their own. In this case, it's really a matter of changing your perspective and changing your priorities. Kung talagang hindi ka makapagtrabaho sa bahay because the space is small, but you are forced to work from home because the company is putting you on a work from home basis, either two things. May mga ibang kumpanya, pinapayagan yung kanilang mga empleyado na even if work from home, you can still be in the office. Or number two, you really have to spend an X amount of your money getting subscription or access to a co-working space, which is what I did. Remember, team, gladiators in suits, the reason why some companies prefer putting their people on a work from home arrangement is because they also get to save a lot of money. Bawas sa kuryente. Air conditioning pa lang nakapatay 2 days a week, malaking bagay yan. That also means the spending of the coffee, the spending of the security guards, the spending of the admin. All of these are additional payroll or payments to agencies. So you can just add them up in a year. It can really be savings worth millions of pesos or dollars for any organization. Okay? So it is to the incentive of the company to also pursue that arrangement. Ayan, I'm looking at the chat box. Companies, some folks are mentioning their companies. Sabi ni Roswell, si VBP, which was my client in Cebu, by the way. Virtual business partners. Sabi ni Dante, Microsoft approved home office equipment during the pandemic. Sabi ni Cheryl also Accenture. Kayo na talaga. Okay, Super Glenn, parang alam ko tong kumpanyang to. Thoughts on big BPO companies that stated that there is no increase in compensation benefits for next year? I've seen this online. I think you're referring to Accenture. First of all, of course, not everyone is going to be happy with that. But remember, it's not a crime. uh, it's not like I'm not sure about how your contracts are. It's going to be a breach of contract if this was promised, but I don't know fully what happened and what's the reason for it. But it does happen, all right? It does happen, and increases can be dependent on things such as the performance of the company. If the company was not able to meet the performance based on a certain target, and the target determines if people will get a merit increase or a commission or a bonus, then it's tied to people's performance. So I cannot conclude because I don't know the entire story here. What I do know is that it is a discretion that is given to the company at the end of the day. Sabi ni Ayo, working from home, I usually take my phone off or far away from me so that I can focus. You know, I also do this. Ang ginagawa ko, I take out my smartphone, but if I need to access my WhatsApp, if I need to access my Viber, if I need to access my phone because someone is calling me from my phone, for example, meron akong laptop versions of them. So, dina-download ko yung WhatsApp desktop, Viber desktop. I have another app, a software in my laptop, and it's called Mighty Text. So Mighty Text is an plug-in wherein pag may tumatawag sa iyong smartphone, makakakuha ka ng notification sa laptop mo that their phone is ringing. So this way, I get to avoid doing those impulse checking of TikTok, those impulse checking of Instagram, and I get to focus really on what I need to do. So I agree. Thank you, Ayo, for sharing that. Davi, have you tried owning or building a business while being employed? Did it work? Yes, that's what I did. So when I won the show in Apprentice Asia, I stayed in AirAsia for 4 years. And on my first year pa lang, I was already building my own consultancy firm. I was doing a lot of motivational talks. I've published my first book during my first year. And on the second and a half year, that was when the balance was starting to change. This time, mas malaki na yung kinikita ko with my own consultancy firm and my motivational talks than what I was earning in my real-time corporate job. And then I said to myself, I will only leave my corporate job if I'm able to replicate this experience for 6 more months. Meaning, 6 months trajectory or 7 months trajectory. Kasi I want to do that because I want to make sure na baka mamaya naswertihan ko lang for 1 month. Na-jackpotan ko lang for second month. If I can repeat this over and over again, that means it's a pattern that I can sustain. So that was my six months promise to myself. But a part of me also enjoyed working for AirAsia because I had perks of free flights. I was learning from different people that I met. I only left my job on my fourth year. 3.8, 3.9 years in AirAsia. And that was when I said to myself, my safety nets na ako, my savings na ako, even if this does not work out well, meron akong enough savings to keep me afloat so I can go back to the corporate world again. Thankfully, that did not need to happen. And so I've been managing this business now I left AirAsia in 2016. Wow, it's been 7 years. And now we have employees in the company also. We've published 4 books. So there, we do talks and workshops on a daily basis. Okay? To the point that sometimes we have to reject because we're not available for that client. Stargazer, what is the secret to being able to speak well? Practice. Practice, practice, practice. There is no substitute to it. There is also benefit to being surrounded by people who also speak well, because the more you get to talk to them, the more you end up mirroring them. The more you end up mimicking them. Hawaan lang naman yan at the end of the day. Diba sabi ni Jim Rohn, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So there. So when I was in college, I was active in the debate varsity team for 4 years. That also improved my public speaking skills. I had an opportunity to report to bosses in Globe Telecom, in 𝗪•GlaxoSmithKline, in AirAsia, with people who really spoke good English, really good command of communication skills. So that also, again, improved my my speaking skills. I'll give an example. Ito, nakakatawa to. Graduate na ako ng university, nagtatrabaho na ako ng 2 years, pero nakalimutan ko sa aking grammar lessons na when you say share, you don't say share this document to. Mali yun. It's share this document with. So those small things, akala mo magaling ka na sa English pero may mga grammar errors ka pa rin. And you only get to learn it because someone pointed it out during one of your presentations. And I only learned that when I was, 23, 22 years old? From my boss, Rita, when she corrected me one time during a presentation. So again, it's being surrounded by the right people and people who are willing to correct you, and that even if they know that you might get offended for it, you will not take it personally because they just simply want you to be better. Ooh, dagdag ko rin. Christian John, sabi niya, sometimes I use the Pomodoro technique in order to focus. What is the Pomodoro technique? It's when you spend X amount of time working and then you spend X amount of time resting, and then you repeat it over and over again. Okay? Pomodoro technique, because Pomodoro in Italian means tomato. And you know what's the weird reason why it's labeled as such? The Americans of I forgot the name of the person, but the person who thought of it as a name, ang kanyang clock kasi gawa sa isang tomato. And the tomato is a Pomodoro in Italian. So he thought of it like, setting the clock, making an alarm for the clock, and stopping the clock when you need to stop the clock. Okay. Team, I need to give away some tickets now. Can I get the letter R if you're ready? I want to give away some tickets to our upcoming workshops happening on October 26th and October 28th. These are workshops for 3 hours happening at the SMX Convention Center in Fort BGC and SM Aura. We do this every month, every 4th Friday and Saturday. Today, whoever wins, because ang laki ng utang ko sa inyo and I haven't done live stream for quite some time, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you tickets, 2 tickets for all the 4 workshops. Okay? Can I get an exclamation mark if that's cool? 2 tickets, you and your +1, for all the 4 workshops. Okay? Please make sure that you follow our instructions. The only folks that are eligible to join this competition, competition ng tawag, no? Contest. This online contest are those who have shared this live stream on their newsfeed. Kailangan pong i-share ang live stream na to sa inyong feed. Okay? So what is my category for tonight? So every time I ask a question, it's a simple trivia question. Okay? It could be about science, sports, etc. Okay? Okay, sige, madali ang question ko. My question is this. Pumunta kasi ako dito nung weekend Wala lang. Gusto ko lang pumunta usually at sobrang nakakaaliw lang tumingin ng mga furniture sometimes. And that is IKEA. So my question is, from which country did IKEA originate from? Okay? We'll be picking some winners, 2 winners on Facebook, 2 winners on LinkedIn, 2 winners on YouTube, and also, because I love folks on TikTok, 5 winners on TikTok. Okay? Ready na po tayo? Let me first, ang bilis naman let me call out TikTok kasi sumasabog na po ang TikTok natin. 5 winners. My winners are Super Glenn 22. My second winner is 𝗧cie, 𝗧cie. My third winner is Do Not Disturb. My fourth winner is 𝗪•𝗪𝘀. And my fifth winner is Yen Shop. Yen Shop. Congratulations. How do you claim your prize? Wait lang ha. Let me mirror my video. Ayan. How do you claim your prize? Simple lang po. Please go to this website. Ayan, sinulat ko pa talaga ha. johnyahwood.com/free to claim your prize. We need to get your email address and also your names. Now, by the way, the correct answer is Sweden. Let me call out now the 2 winners on Facebook, the 2 winners on YouTube, and also on LinkedIn. Winners on Facebook are the following. The first one, Nadine Rembas. Congratulations. I think nanalo si Nadine before, no? My second winner is Ryan Dave Liarde Lara. Congratulations. My winner on YouTube is Camille Saranza. Ay, wait. Camille, sorry. I need to take that back. Mali pala ang sagot mo. Hindi Germany. Ang sagot ay Sweden. Pasensya na. Sorry. Okay. Let me call out 𝗪cie𝗱𝗆𝗆 on LinkedIn. Correct answer is Sweden. Another winner on LinkedIn is Maria Diwata Talubo. Congratulations. And then, ayan, ito yung nanalo sa YouTube talaga. Si JD Huang. Congratulations, JD Huang. And, Camille, nanalo ka na ba kanina? Parang nanalo ka na kayo sa ibang platform, di ba? So, I'm gonna call you. Ayan, ito yung last kong winner sa YouTube. Si Carl Mansueto. Congratulations. So, please, all the winners we've called out, you have to claim your prize. You have to go to this website and you have to enter the names of the people who are attending. Okay, let's give an exclamation mark to the winners, please. Congratulations. Remember, each winner gets 2 tickets. And for those who won Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, nakikita niyo po ba to? Yan, you see that on my screen. Those are the 4 workshops that you can attend. That's happening already on Thursday and also on Saturday. Okay? I need to write this down also for the TikTok folks. So mga TikTok folks na nagtataka kung paano nyo malalaman yung calendar namin, kung ano yung aming mga talks that are happening. Gosh, I'm so sorry. I know we have some Singaporeans and Malaysians watching. I've been speaking in Tagalog for too long. Sorry, let me just do this now in Tagalog first because we're talking to Filipino winners in Metro Manila. Okay, folks on TikTok, if you're wondering what's the calendar for our talks, you can find them in this website. Okay, if you'd like to get tickets to our upcoming workshops, this is the site. So same thing also, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. If you'd like to know our calendar of talks, you want to get tickets to our upcoming workshops, you can visit this website instead. Okay? Ayan. O sige, we're about to end. I think we can answer 2 or 3 more questions before I walk my dogs. Ito nga pala. Pakita ko sa inyo. Guys, can I show you my street dog na ngayon ay inaalagaan ko na? Wait lang. Yan. This is Asta. Ayan. This is Asta, by the way. He's a street dog loitering around BGC. And I decided to adopt him with a lot of regrets. But I'm trying to manage that na. Ayan. And then, of course, I still have Tanjiro, my original dog. Okay. By the way, I don't know the breed of Asta, but with his attitude and with his face, especially his eyes, mukha siyang may halong Shiba Inu. Sobra siyang suplado. And sobra siyang aggressive sometimes. So, 4 na beses na akong nakagat. 3 beses na akong naka-antibiotic at nabakunahan pa ako ng booster shot ng anti-rabies just because of it. So you can just imagine how I want to give up this dog in the start. But I'm falling in love with him. So, okay lang. Okay. Sabi ni Dante, is that the mama dog? The mama dog that I had, okay. Ito yung sa Animal Kingdom Foundation, no? The mama dog is still in the shelter. And the reason for that is because it's too soon na makup-kup yung dog na yon. Kakapanganak lang niya and the dog is still being treated for 𝗪lichia. Because when we got the dog, this by the way, so Asta is different from the other stray dog that I kept and I sent to Tarlac. Iba pa yon. Okay? Ayoko nang pag-usapan pa yung mga ibang pinagagawa, but we do have a lot of dogs to take care. So, I live in BGC and in this area. Sometimes I go around and I just bring with me a bag of food and then I just go around and feed certain dogs. Ayan. Yes, the reason why the name of this dog is Asta is because I'm a big fan of Asta from Black Clover. Okay. Someone is asking, can the ticket be exchanged to an online webinar for those who can't attend? Yes, we do that only if you are not in Metro Manila. But if you are, we recommend instead that you give the ticket to someone who can attend on your behalf, who can replace you instead. Okay, basa tayo ng isang tip. This is on YouTube. This is a tip from Serena. Sabi ni Serena, here's what I do if I get distracted at work because... Okay, okay. So sabi ni Serena, I use certain apps. One of them is called Destruct. And it's an app wherein it forces your smartphone to be inaccessible for X number of minutes. And that in order for you to open your phone, you have to pay on another app. Okay. I'm not familiar with this, but I am familiar with the idea na sometimes nilalock mo yung password ng iyong smartphone or laptop, or may mga certain websites na hindi mo pwedeng buksan unless you ask for the password from another friend who has the password. May mga ganyan. Yes, that's also another way. I mean, it can be hassling sometimes, but it does work. Ngayon nga, di ba, sometimes I've seen one, yung mga nabibiling parang ganito. This is a power bank, by the way. Pero yung mga parang siyang kahon, and then you put the smartphone inside, and then you put a timer, and it can only unlock after a certain amount of time. Ridiculous, because it's like we're paying ourselves. We're paying, so that we can keep ourselves busy, because otherwise we're going to be in front of our smartphones the entire time. So, ayan, may mga folks, for those who are unable to attend, a lot of people are messaging you. This is a good place to call it out on the chat box and tell them that I want to give away the tickets instead. I strongly recommend na pamigay nyo na lang yung mga tickets nyo kung hindi makakapunta kasi sayang naman. Right? Some people even sell them. I don't mind. But make sure that the seat can be used by someone else because it's a sunk cost, right? We just need to add an extra chair, but it's a space that we can accommodate during the workshop. Oh, pakita ko naman daw si Tanjiro. Okay. I'll show you the other dog. Tanjiro, come here. Come. Come here. Naka-boxers lang kasi ako kaya nag-iingat ako tumayo. Wait lang, but let me just get the other dog. Okay. Let me show you. Okay. This is the other dog. This is Tanjiro. Tanjiro is a... Cute, no? Sobrang love ko tong baby na to. So Tanjiro is a very unique mix. He's a mix of a Dachshund, kaya pandak, but he looks like a German Shepherd because he is half German Shepherd. So people often mistake him as a Corgi whenever we walk, but I tell them, kaya po siya pandak because Dachshund siya. So there. Okay. John, thanks for sharing your knowledge. Of course. And thank you for, I can't share my knowledge if you don't have an audience. So thank you for staying in tune to our live streams. Okay. Wait lang, Tanjiro. You know when Tanjiro knows that he's in front of the camera, he just milks it. Wait, by the way, we did an interview for Frontline for TV5. And during the interview, sabi ng producer, sige, isama mo na si Tanjiro. So, I'll share you the video once it's up. But in that interview, Tanjiro is actually part of while I'm answering and giving some career tips. So, that's actually Tanjiro's, nalaway mo tuloy ako, debut on TV. 𝗀•𝗀 on Facebook. Let me read this. When I get distracted, I also invest in noise-canceling headphones and play lo-fi tracks or anything without lyrics. I so agree. Because it puts you into a meditative mood, which can help me give a go signal to my colleagues that I am in deep work. We agree. There are companies that do not allow you to put some earphones, but if your company does, one psychological trick that will make people not disturb you is to wear earphones. They will leave you alone. Okay? By the way, when I think 𝗀•𝗀 said noise-canceling headphones, some people might think it's too expensive. Not all the time. You don't need noise-canceling headphones na talagang malakihan na parang seryosong gadget. Even the Samsung earbuds, the one that's like 4,000 pesos, those are noise canceling. And you can also get 2,000 or 1,000 peso on Lazada and Shopee. There are wireless earphones that are also noise canceling. So that's a good. And noise canceling headphones are good to be worn also during flights because yung maingay na airplane sound, talagang it takes it out. So you get to sleep better also. What's the breathing style of Tanjiro? Tanjiro is named after Demon Slayer. Siguro fire ano siya or sun. Sabi ni Watusi, ang sakit po sa dibdib, makita ang aso mo, mine got lost 2 days ago. Ooh, I hope you still get to find your dog though. I'm so sorry to hear. Okay. Oh, gladiators in suits. I think I can have one more question na lang. I have to go offline. But tomorrow, I think I can go online again. We can give away another set of tickets. Remember po sa Thursday na po ang first batch ng ating workshops. So don't forget about that. 9:30 to 12:30 p.m. is our leadership workshop. 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock is the social media marketing workshop. Again, if you're interested to get tickets, this is the website for the tickets. All the schedules are there. You can pay and buy your tickets the same way that you can buy tickets for a concert. Everything is provided together with the modules, the FAQs, etc. Okay? May libre po bang libro when I attend the workshop? We don't, but you can buy our best-selling books in the workshop at exclusively discounted rates that you cannot get if you buy it at National Bookstore or fully booked. Is Tanjiro jealous of Asta? Yes, that's the reason why I get bitten 3 times kasi nag-aaway sila. Ganyan talaga pagbago yung mga dogs. Please be back po sa Schneider Electric. Oh, I had an amazing time with that. I can't decide for that. It's your HR who decides if we can do another workshop. What are your thoughts on China-centric business school? Is China the future? I think yes, because they can influence a big chunk of the global economy. But like any MBA school, don't just focus on one country. Focus on the skills that regardless of which country is going to be the most influential, you're able to apply logic, creativity, innovation, etc. Lillian, do you have online workshops that are not for Pinas based? Of course, it's online, so you can access it regardless of where you are. Again, you can go to this website. Oh, thank you for reminding us. This is not just for the on-site face-to-face, pati po ang online courses namin, you can also find them in this website. Okay? Our online courses, of course, are way cheaper than the face-to-face because it's remote and it's all recorded. Okay, let me answer this last question, career tip, before we end. Question from Vivian. Vivian on TikTok. So Vivian is asking, what is your best advice for someone? Okay, quitting question ulit. Favorite nyo to eh. O sige, sagutin natin. What is your best advice for someone who wants to quit their job but does not want to leave their friends or best friends who they're working with? Okay. You have to keep your emotions at bay because as much as we value our friends, you have to answer the question, do I want to leave? Because leaving can get me to greener pastures, better salary, more opportunities, better career, and in the long run, these are also very important. If you think that your friends can still be in touch with you even if you have left, and remember, you're also going to have a new set of friends when you move on to a new company. If you can manage these emotions, I'd say go and invest. Take the temporary amount of pain that you're going to leave behind some friends, but look forward to the positive, amazing future that this just can catapult you to better heights, to greater heights. And you will need that. Ba? Again, it depends on your priorities. If you're after relationships, if you really want to stick it out with your friends, why not? But you cannot complain that nothing is happening to your career because you chose your friends over your career. And again, I'm here not to judge because you choose what you want in life. This is not to say that achieving greater career is way better as a priority than sticking it out with happier relationships with people. I'm not here to decide what's best for you, because it's all about what makes you happy and what gives you the peace of mind. Okay? All I'm saying is, kung relationships ang importante sa'yo, I do think that relationships sometimes can be replaced, can be modified, and that you can look for new relationships in the future that can assume the same feelings that you got from other people. Because people come and go in our lives. Okay? Oh, ayan. Thank you for having me tonight. Thank you for joining our quick live stream. I hope to see you tomorrow. I hope I get to see myself. I will try my best. Okay? We have 2 workshops kasi tomorrow. Pag hindi ako pagod at makakapag-gym pa ako sa gabi and I can go online by 9 p.m., I will be online. Okay? Salamat po. I hope to see you soon. Stay safe. Bye.